the Biblical Conservative channel, this one is dedicated to you and all the other deceiving so-called Christian channels. Y'all claim to be doing the work of God. Y'all are claiming to be right when I know and others know that y'all are wrong. How can you claim to be a Christian when you are clearly pushing a political agenda? Don't tell me that y'all are not pushing and promoting Donald Trump. Don't run that line to me. This goes out to the Biblical Conservative channel, Standard of Truth, April Chapman, that woman with that mole right there, warrior, whatever, that woman that's way out of line with scriptures. This goes out to Corey Mountain, All Things Theologists. I done been on all of them channel. Somebody just sent me a message under that guy channel. You won't have a dialogue? Yes, I will. I've been reaching out to all of them. I ain't afraid of none of them. The stuff they are pushing for Donald Trump is deceitful. They are trying to use the Bible against the Democrats, but using it to endorse Donald Trump. How is anybody justified? How is anybody justified? Y'all want to say, well, it's about policy. You vote for a Democrat, you voting for the mutilation of children. You voting for abortion. You voting for all sin. But at the same time, when we use the Bible against Donald Trump, just like I just got, well, now you playing Jesus. God forgive all sin, nobody perfect. Okay, well, how is it I'm listening to this channel and y'all doing the exact same thing against the Democrat? I don't understand that. Please explain to me who is justified. What side is justified by the Bible? By biblical standards, neither one should be supported. By biblical standards, neither one of these candidates should be supported. You can run that line all y'all want to, that it's about policy and you doing God a favor and you doing yourself and God a favor by voting for Donald Trump. That's a lie. That's a lie from the pit of hell. The very fact of you participating in the voting process for Trump or Harris is against biblical standards. Ain't no way around it. Y'all can try to demonize Miss Harris all y'all want to. She goes into church after openly rejecting Jesus Christ in her rally. I heard that clip on a conservative channel. He did not chop it. He played it and he showed and he directly showed how a lot of conservative channels are pushing that lie. Knowingly pushing that lie. They chopped that video up to try to make it look like She denied Christ because some guy was up there hollering Jesus Christ is Lord. Jesus Christ is King or something. Even if she denied him and put him out. I would have put him out too. But she didn't deny Christ. That didn't even happen at the same moment. They doctored that video up and pushed it just like all the other misinformation clips they've been pushing against this woman. I'm not in her corner. I'm thinking about voting for her simply because of voting against Donald Trump. But truth be told, Christians shouldn't be participating in the voting cycle. Why? Because neither candidate represent Christ. It's funny how the conservatives want to put the Bible on the left. They want to put the Bible on the person, in the policy, in the platform when it comes to the Democrat. But when it comes to the conservative, Donald Trump, they just want us to focus on policy. Policy. Well, what about Donald Trump policies? We had 4 years of Donald Trump. Donald Trump came on the scene pushing misinformation about Obama. That birth certificate. Obama wasn't born in America. Well, can we rely on your birth certificate that says you were born in America? Donald Trump has 3 or 4 different nationalities in him too. Can we rely on his birth certificate? If we gonna call Obama a lie and Miss Harris a lie on their identity and stuff, how we know Donald Trump is giving us the truth? He much more a mystery man than any other the ones on the left. He's much more of a mystery man. Miss Harris is an atheist. She's a Hindu. Donald Trump is not a child of God. That's the bottom line. Yeah, but Donald Trump policies are more he favored. That don't amount to a hill of beans. Y'all tell this stuff to the people who don't know no better and claiming to be Christian. Donald Trump ain't never paid and don't have power. Donald Trump got wicked policies. Donald Trump had wicked intent. He had demonstrated this. He had wicked intent. Full immunity. And we know we have a bunch of cops all across America, dirty cops on the police force. But yet, you want to step in and say you want to give them full immunity? You know what that gonna do? That man have expressed crazy ideals. He want to take away the voting process. The conservatives stood behind him and still standing behind him behind that lie he pushed. Fox News was liable for pushing that lie. You ain't gonna hear this coming out of the conservative channels. Please tell us how y'all justified for voting for Donald Trump. You want to put it on policies? Prove it with the scriptures. Prove it. All them conservative preachers 5 or 6 years ago that rallied around Donald Trump and lied on God, all that fake prophesying, I have yet to hear Donnie Swagger come out and rebuke them devils. I have yet to hear him rebuke Paula White and the rest of them that lied on God. Since he's so passionate about God, I have yet to hear Donnie Swagger rebuke himself and his daddy for building an empire off of robbing the people. Ain't the Bible have many scriptures speaking against that? Yeah. See, We ain't gonna talk about that. Yeah, but Donnie Swagger right? He's correct. He's right. The black church, the white church is riddled with sin. It's a whole lot of conservative preachers have been going down over the years over sin, cross-dressing, murder for hire, sexual abusing children, infidelity. Yeah. A lot of them stand in the pulpit now. Adulteries. Yep. Stealing. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of them got caught up in that. A lot of them were pastors mega churches and had to step away because they was exposed, living double lives. A lot of preachers standing in that pulpit, conservative preachers, and wear them suits, preach like they got, and go home and put on their wife's clothes, put them high heels on, cross-dressing. A conservative preacher just committed suicide about 5 months ago over that very issue. He was a congressman or a senator. He was pro-life, against homosexuality. He was all that. But he was found out to be a cross-dresser, a drag queen. It ain't funny. I'm just saying. He committed suicide when the news came out. But let's just talk about the Democrats. Let's talk about the black churches, how bad off they are. Let's just talk about them. We ain't gonna talk about how we've been robbing from God. We ain't gonna talk about how we've been taking advantage of the poor when the Bible clearly tells us not to. We ain't gonna talk about this stuff. We ain't gonna talk about the life of Donald Trump that don't resemble God at all. We ain't gonna talk about him living in adultery moreover. What did the Bible say about a wife? Man done married a wife. Back in the Bible days, in the Old Testament, don't y'all know? Donald Trump would have been dead a long time ago. And his wife, and the wife before her. Don't y'all know he would have been stoned to death? Donald Swagger ain't coming out preaching against that. That's still a biblical sin. Adultery still is a biblical sin. What the Bible say about a child born in that type of relationship? Oh, we ain't gonna talk about that. Yet they support him. You ain't gonna tell me you supporting biblical values when you embracing a sinner. If the Democrats ain't right, the conservatives are not right. Y'all can't have it your way. When it comes to the scripture, you got to be right down the middle. In order for the message to be right, the messenger got to be right. You can't cuddle and cover up sin and unrighteousness, but then want to turn around and expose sin and unrighteousness. Donald Trump policies. Donald Trump got some wicked policies. Donald Trump want to take away the right to vote altogether. Donald Trump want to change a whole lot of stuff that will benefit him. Donald Trump want to get in that office so he can pardon himself in a whole lot of them greedy crooks. Donald Trump ain't never thought about giving anything to the poor. Donald Trump had a chance. When he got in that office, the first package that he signed gave the filthy rich all the tax breaks. What did the poor people get behind that? Nothing. I remember him well on TV acting so distraught about signing that bill. I would never sign another bill like that. I would never do it. He got what he wanted. What did the poor people come out at? At the bottom. Y'all want to talk about inflation and all that stuff. Well, we reaping the stuff that Donald Trump did. I ain't having it hard. A lot of people are struggling. I'm not having it hard. I guess I just make enough. I'm not bragging on myself, but thank God that I'm in a field where I'm doing pretty good for myself. I waste a lot of money, truth be told. But if we gonna use the Bible to demonize one side, we can do it on both sides. Because there are Democrats who are doing it. But the conservatives want us to see how bad the Democrats and people that are voting Democrat, how bad off you are, how much trouble they are for supporting Miss Harris. You vote for Miss Harris, you automatically supporting abortion. You automatically supporting abomination. But then when people turn and say, well, you vote for Trump, you don't, no. See, no, you can't do that. But this man is living in sin. This man have a laundry list of criminal activity. Y'all wants to believe that all these charges against Donald Trump is trumped up charges because no, it's Donald Trump. Donald Trump been doing that stuff. Donald Trump been doing this stuff before he came president. Greed, money, for the love of money. That's why he's in trouble. His evil deeds, dirty deeds, the seeds that he's been sowing is catching up with him. That's why he been delaying these trials and stuff. That's Donald Trump. But y'all are supporting and voting biblical values by supporting a wicked man that is ungodly. Biblical conservative channel. All you, please explain it. I see what people been calling y'all. People been asking y'all to address this stuff. Corey Mount, Sir Walter Jones is the only one that I've been listening to who give a down the middle road discussion on this stuff. Everybody else is way over there, especially on the conservative side. Now, this is why I say about the Democrat preachers. They're wrong. Yes, they're wrong. But they ain't trying to use this Bible to justify why they voting for her. They just doing it. But on the other hand, we got the conservatives who want to take the Bible. Algernon Williams, that fake apostle in Memphis, the one that's almost disabled. He ain't never been known for actually doing the work of an apostle. I don't know how a man of the day wear the title apostle. And they ain't never been known for doing anything except for going to church and home. Going to church and home. Ain't never walked the streets of South Memphis. Ain't never been seen in Memphis, period. Evangelism on Saturdays. Now, the day is Saturday. I guarantee you, in Memphis, you're going to see Jehovah's Witnesses. And you're going to see the Muslims out there campaigning for their faith. Where the Christians at? Where the Christians? Where the Christians? Well, they had a nerve to call themselves apostles. I'm apostle. Please explain to me, how are you an apostle? Then you want to take the scriptures and live in the Old Testament and put curses on people for voting for Miss Harris. Well, if you're going to use them curses in the Old Testament, the Old Covenant to demonize, you in trouble too. The guy that you support in trouble too, and under them old laws. Don't you know Donald Trump would have been stoned to death a long time ago? I'm seeing video, Hispanic Christian leaders all gathered around Donald Trump laying their hands on him. Didn't they do this last time around? Then Paula White and all them so-called spiritual leaders. This woman is not parading around and trying to act like she's so holy. Yes, she go in churches. Yes, Donald Trump been in churches too. But to me, the conservative actions are much more satanic. Donald Trump is not a child of God. How y'all want people to ignore him, his history, his rap sheet? But all y'all shows is geared directly against the Democrats when y'all acting like y'all are holy people, biblical conservative, all things theology, Standard Truth Podcast, the Smart Channel, the Smart Life, so on and so on. Vance Ellison, that guy is really wicked. That man's spirit is way out there. April Chapman smiling in his face for politics reasons. The Bible don't give you that room. Don't nothing override the scriptures, woman. Godly women. Whatever the scriptures say for godly women, that's where you do. That's what you do. That's where you be. At home. You out here in the world, wicked world of politics, promoting Donald Trump, trying to demonize the left. Don't you know you just, if the left is in hot water, you in hot water too? If the left is on their way to hell for voting for that woman, don't y'all know y'all on the other side is headed in the same direction? Y'all want to ride that Trump train to success like Brandon Tatum and Candace Owens and the rest of them. Y'all see that? They support Donald Trump. We on our way. People love it. Y'all on y'all way to hell too. By biblical standards, nobody should be supporting either one of these candidates. Nobody. People question y'all like this and give y'all dance all around them. Well, yeah. It just show you how devilish y'all are. Why are you trying to demonize the left? Y'all much more worse. Much more. You want to use the Old Testament. Y'all going to hear the curses. See, they ain't got a world view on salvation. How do you have a world view on salvation? God bring America back to a godly world. When the Bible say the world is condemned, unless you be born again, you on your way to hell. I don't care if you're in America and whatever other country. If you ain't saved, you can forget about it. Salvation ain't for the world. Salvation is for the world, but salvation ain't for the world. You can't preach salvation as a world or United States thing. It's a personal thing. Ain't no man, ain't no flesh gonna rewind the clock back. Ain't no man gonna stop what has been prophesied. Nobody. That's why the Bible tells us to avoid the affairs of the world. Y'all want to justify voting, but voting for Donald Trump. But then the Bible tells us not to be consumed with the affairs of this world. But yet y'all pushing voting. Y'all demonizing people for considering not voting. Donnie Swagger stood right up in the pulpit and said that it's a sin to not vote. But you must vote for Donald Trump. Where in the world he get all that from? Now, on the other hand, you vote for Miss Harris, you going to hell. Look at all the sins in the Old Testament. Look at all the curses. Under the Old Testament curses, the old covenant, Donald Trump would have been dead a long time ago. Miss Harris would be saved because she haven't pretended to be a saint. Unlike Donald Trump, that man been blaspheming the Bible since he been around. Y'all ain't calling them sins out. Y'all ain't calling that stuff out. Y'all not calling his sinful life out. Somebody said, you refuse the dialogue. No, I'm not. I done called out Biblical Conservative Channel. I think that guy named Chris. I done called out April Chapman. I done called out the rest of them. A lot of other people have. They don't want to have, they just want to push what they want to push. They just want to push Donald Trump because they going after them subscribers. I'm not fooled. I know the game. They hunting for them subscribers. What better way? Or use the Bible against the Democrat, but favor people like that stuff. The United States is full of cheap Christians. The United States is full of cheap Christians. And those on the other side, you know, they gun rights and the rights of man, the law, all this stuff come before the Bible. But they reject the Bible at every turn. All you got to do is listen to them. They reject the Bible. Ask Donnie Swagger, how did he get his money? Ask the Swagger, how did they build their empire? Did it come by them working with their hands? Or did it come by them preaching the gospel and using the Bible? And ask them, is it right? Ask them, is it right? And then we'll see what the rest of them looking like.